The following is an AZPM original production.
For AZPM, I'm Mark McLemore, and this is Arizona Spotlight. Coming up, meet Ms. Holmes and Ms. Watson, as portrayed by Kellen Coleman and Regina Fernandez in Arizona Theater Company's new show. Get a behind-the-scenes view of what it's like to win on Jeopardy from a former AZPM producer, Itai Sofer. And a new 10-minute drama explores what stepping on a crack in the pavement can really do. Those stories are next on Arizona Spotlight. Since their debut in 1887, the characters of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. John Watson have been continually reimagined for every form of media that exists. The new production at Arizona Theater Company is Ms. Holmes and Ms. Watson, Apartment 2B. It adds laughter and a contemporary setting to the mix, and we'll learn more next from the stars of the play. They are two very busy stage and screen actresses, currently both based in New York. Kellen Coleman plays Sherlock Holmes, and Regina Fernandez plays Joan Watson.
I would say that Ms. Holmes and Ms. Watson, Apartment 2B, is a very feminine-driven take on Arthur Conan Doyle's classic, dynamic detective duo. And it's a fun, comedic romp. Come out and see it.
Okay. Regina?
Playwright Kate Hamill has flipped the script of Holmes and Watson and made it a female-empowered romp with everything that you would want in a comedy mystery.
Yes.
Holmes and Watson are a very famous duo in fiction, certainly. But I want to ask you, I'm going to name three other famous duos, and I'm going to ask you if you are taking influence from any of these.
Oh, goodness.
I love this question.
Your teamwork, okay? Would you say that your Holmes and Watson are more like Lucy and Ethel, Burns and Allen, or Thelma and Louise?
I would say Lucy and Ethel 100%.
Yes!
I mean, yeah, we have moments that kind of look like that with some physical gags and, you know, big facial expressions. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we do end up, and we get there, you know, there's some heart in this story as well. So it gets to a really heartwarming place, but they are different people and they end up being two sides of a coin, you know, but that doesn't necessarily come until maybe it takes one of them or longer to realize that. So then they'll maybe be a Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
in the beginning,
It's very,
What do
Lucy
you
and
think?
Ethel. No, I think that's exactly what the trajectory is. It's a Lucy and Ethel beginning, but then a Thelma and Louise ending.
yeah. And maybe we could have a Brad Pitt in there as well.
Regina, what can you tell us about the setting for the play? Because it's not just a contemporary play, it's a specifically set contemporary play.
Yes, so it happens directly after the pandemic, the global pandemic, and it's what Kate Hamill has done is she wrote this play inspired by all of us being apart for a really long time and then invited us all back into the space so that we could watch a mystery and watch all this zaniness and craziness happen on stage and experience that together. Like, I love comedy so much, and I think the best way that you can be in community with each other is laughing really hard, and it's cathartic.
What's something you look forward to doing in this play every night?
Oh. There's a very juicy piece that...
Is it juicy?
Oh.
Just kidding.
I'll
Do
use
it.
a different
I
word.
No, I want you to do it. I want you to do it, and then we'll remember this one forever.
Directly in your
We know
eyes.
each other's pet peeves now.
There's a beautiful piece that Kate Hamill has written about what Dr. Watson goes through and what has brought her to London and to Sherlock. And I think what she has written is just so lovely and honest, and I look forward to saying those words every day.
Yeah, it's very lovely to watch her do that because it's a part of the show that I'm not speaking. And I love listening to Regina do that monologue because it's so touching and I just get to listen and watch. And I think that's pretty special because it is touching.
I'm going to jump on your answer to it. There's something really magical about watching Kellen deduce every time. She makes several deductions as Sherlock Holmes in the play, and it's always butter. It's not an easy thing for someone to come in and do Sherlock and think the way he thinks and is very cerebral. And Kellen does it with such ease.
I love the physical, the gags, the bits, the little jokes we have. I really enjoy making people laugh. So I think that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Do you think that the Ms. Holmes in this play is truly a genius, or is she a genius in her own mind?
In this play, she is a genius in her own world and mind, and also in many ways in other people's. She sees things other people do not see and knows things that people shouldn't know. But there is another part of her that knows nothing about things everyone knows. So she has a bit of both. She's very uneducated about pop culture and technology. And the reason is because she finds no use for it. She doesn't need it.
That's absolutely correct. That's how Holmes was. So I understand this is the first time that each of you has worked with the Arizona Theater Company. Contrast that perhaps with some other theater experiences you've had of coming into a company like this as the lead actors.
I think what's really exciting about ATC is that it is the only LORT League of Resident Theaters that is based out of two major cities, out of Tucson and Phoenix. And I've been lucky enough to work at many LORT theaters, and to be able to take our production from one place to another and see how each audience reacts to this piece will be very, very exciting.
I'm looking forward to that, to be able to not only have it in one place, but then pick up, move, and engage with a whole different group of people. It's very exciting. But also that the people at ATC are really lovely, and everyone is there to make the best piece of art that they can, but also to have a good time. I think that is a lovely thing. And I love that they do outreach, and like that we're having a community night where tickets are lower cost. We're having a pride night with a talk back afterwards. I think that's on the 30th. Having things like that built into the company and what we do and give back, I think is very important.
Kellen and Regina, I'd like to hear your final invitations to people to come see Ms. Holmes and Ms. Watson in apartment 2B.
Tucson, you won't regret it. Please come see Miss Holmes
And Miss Watson, apartment 2B.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Please come see our show.
You'll have a great time.
Come say hi after. We'll say hi to you back.
Kellen Coleman and Regina Fernandez star in the final show of ATC's current season, Ms. Holmes and Ms. Watson, Apartment 2B. It runs through June 6th at the Temple of Music and Art before heading to Tempe and Phoenix for the rest of the month. Just as some kids grow up being determined to one day play in the NFL or the NBA, some kids dream of being recognized for their mastery of knowing the question to any given answer. Jeopardy is recognized as one of the most difficult trivia game shows of all time. And earlier this year, I found out that a friend, Itai Sofer, a former U of A student who once worked on this show, was actually a Jeopardy contestant. He won 2 games and was then invited back to take part in the annual Tournament of Champions. I thought it might be fun to talk with Itai Sofer about his experience on Jeopardy.
Well, the nutshell is that it took a really long time. So I started trying out for the show when I was in 8th grade, which is around when I started watching the show. Mm-hmm. It used to be that the test, you could only take it at like a very specific time each year. You know, I grew up in a very religious household, and the day would sometimes fall out in Jewish holidays, so it would always be really stressful, like when would that day fall out? More recently, they switched it, and you could actually take the test anytime you want, but you can only take it once a year. So like 12 years later, I finally got a call back.
Okay, so you find out you're going to be on this show. What was your to-do list? What was your mental preparation for that?
I think Jeopardy is really something that you prepare your whole life for.
I think so too, yeah.
For me, I was just like, well, I know what I know, and there are certain things that I don't know, like how much I can access, but I was like, let me try to make lists of things that come up on the show a lot, because I found that watching every episode over the past few years, there were certain things that they would ask a lot of questions about. So
Off the top of my head, I can give you 2, Itai. The Great Lakes and royalty.
Oh, yeah. Royals, yes. So I try to memorize like all of the British monarchs. Those are good to know. I think just lakes in general, just geography is really good to know. Capitals, I already knew most of them, but I wanted to learn all of them before I was on the show because it'd be annoying if a capital comes up and you're like, oh, well, I could have just studied that. Like, why didn't I just study that? So those random topics like, I don't know, Oscar Best Picture winners, whatever. Lists of things are just like really fun to me. And I guess to other people, you know, throwing a Frisbee around is more fun.
When you were going into the studio, what kind of things were on your mind? Kind of put us in the place of what it feels like to step up in front of those lights and to actually hold the little buzzer thing in your hand.
So nervous. Like I really like can't like even emphasize enough how nervous I was.
But did you think your opponents were also nervous?
You know what? I get the vibe that some of them were. I also get the vibe that some of them were kind of like, holy cow, I get to like be on TV. Like, this is just great. Like, if this is all that happens, this is great. Just being like a student of the show, I guess. Like, I really just wanted to like show that I know something. I felt like I had something to prove.
So your first day, how were you feeling during the game as you approached Final Jeopardy?
I was in the lead, and if you're in the lead going into Final Jeopardy, as long as you get Final Jeopardy right and you do the correct wagering, so like wagering is a whole other, you know, ball game. You have to I studied how to do that for a while. You just have to get the question right. But I'm like, what if there's just a question that I don't know, and what if I get it wrong? So the question was about like a 1931 Charlie Chaplin film that shared a title with a West Coast bookstore. So I actually had no idea about City Lights, the bookstore.
Oh, yeah.
When they said 31 Chaplin film, I was like, okay, like that's City Lights. Like that was all I knew.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that was a very niche trivia question, but then my two opponents also knew it. So it was really on me to get it right. Like if I didn't get it right, I would have, you know, been toast.
What surprised you the most when you were able to come home and collect your thoughts and think about the experience? What was it that defied your expectations the most?
It was the community that really defied my expectations. And I think a lot of people will tell you who have been on Jeopardy that, you know, they make such a solid group of friends. And I really felt that. And it wasn't just friends. It was like after I was on the show, I heard that a bunch of Jeopardy people were going to Vegas for a trivia like convention sort of. And I was like, I'm there. I love Vegas. I love gambling. So I went out there, and it's just kind of like lifelong friends. Yeah, I haven't really talked about this a lot, but earlier this year, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. And right after the doctor told me that I had it, a nurse in the hospital recognized me from Jeopardy. And I remembered that on the week of my show, there had been someone who was on the show who was talking about, you know, his battle with cancer. You know, he was a friend of mine, and I had never, you know, talked to him about cancer outside of the show. It just wasn't like a topic that, you know, we spoke about. I just, you know, I heard him talk about it on the show, and I associated him with that. And so I just reached out to him, and it turns out that, you know, not only did we have the same type of cancer, we ended up like having the same like surgeon, like in the same hospital. And there were all these like crazy procedures that I like went through this year, and he like also had them, and he was kind of like talking me through like what it was like. And it was really like during that time, like, you know, Jeopardy really provided me with something that was, you know, really special. So it was, I'm really grateful for that.
Well, Itai, I just feel enormous compassion for what you went through. My God, what a horrifying ordeal, regardless of anything else. I'm so glad you had a friend.
I don't think I knew anyone else who had like cancer ever. Like, yeah.
And are you clear now?
They're like going to check on me like every 3 months. I have like a 6% chance of relapse. Okay. So yeah, I'm just grateful for Jeopardy. I feel like it helped me enter adulthood in a way. Like I feel like I have kind of like an adult group of friends.
That was former AZPM production assistant Itai Sofer, who's now a news producer for the CBS affiliate in Washington, D.C., as well as a 2-time Jeopardy champion. His knowledge earned him about $32,000. When we are children, so much about the world seems like a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma, locked up in one of those paperweight things that snows when you shake it. Have you got 10 minutes? Then we've got a story for you.
Cracks by Alejandro Canelos. Characters: Winston, Joelle, Millicent, Tobias, and Lawrence. Third graders at Plinkett Elementary. Setting: a portion of the playground paved with cement. Scene 1. Lights up on Joelle and Winston at center stage.
It's so dumb, though. Look.
Winston plants a heavy foot in a particular spot.
Why should I care what you think?
Millicent enters stage right.
Hey, peeps. We're going to play Badger Ball if you want to.
I don't like Badger Ball.
Why? It's so fun.
It hurts my elbows.
Yeah, it does, kinda.
I'm not doing anything until Joelle steps on a crack.
You're going to be not doing anything for a really long time.
Come on, peeps. Badger Ball is better with more players.
Millicent looks at Joelle.
It's on the grass, so there's no cracks.
No, thank you. I'll read my book or I'll watch.
Just step on a crack. It only takes 1 second, less than a second, and nothing will happen, and then you can go watch Badger Ball.
He turns to Millicent.
I'll play after she does it.
Joelle, why does he want you to step on a crack so bad?
That's what I want to know.
Come on, Joelle. A little one. A teeny tiny one.
Millicent folds her arms.
Winston, seriously, what's the deal?
The deal is it's dumb for Joelle to think that stepping on a crack is going to break a person's back. How could it do that? It's just a nursery rhyme.
I know that. I'm just as smart as you, and if I don't want to step on a crack, that's my business. It shouldn't matter to anybody else if I do or not.
Wait, though. I bet you step on lots of cracks by accident when you're not thinking about it. So what's the difference?
The difference is, why would I want to step on a crack if I am thinking about it? If there's a chance something bad might happen.
But that's...
He points at her.
That, what you just said? How is there a chance something bad might happen?
What?
You said, there's a chance something bad might happen. And then I said...
Peeps, what are you even talking about?
Winston steps on a crack triumphantly.
That's what I'm talking about. Now you, Millicent.
He points straight down.
This one, right here.
Millicent looks at the crack.
No.
Seriously? Look.
He steps on the crack again.
Now you, then Joelle.
Joelle shakes her head. Millicent points a thumb back over her shoulder.
I'm gonna go play. If you peeps change your mind.
Hold on. You really won't step on this?
No, Winston.
I was just walking along, minding my own business, and Winston saw me not step on a crack, and that's how it started.
Tobias enters stage right.
Millicent, what's taking so long?
Winston's gonna play, but only if Joelle steps on a crack, and she won't do that, so no, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Crack? Like in the cement?
Yeah, like this one.
Winston grinds a heel into the crack at his feet. Joelle waves her arms.
Cut it out!
You cut it out.
My grandma says it doesn't matter if you step on a crack or not, as long as you see it. 'Cause if you don't see it, you might trip over it.
You step on cracks, right, Tobias?
Yeah. Sometimes. I don't try to.
Nobody tries to.
Winston raises a hand.
I do.
Joelle frowns.
Why do you want to break your mother's back?
That's not what...
Don't you love your mother?
Hey,
Peeps, what about Badger Ball?
I'm gonna play, Millicent, as soon as you step on this crack. Or you can pick a different one if you want.
I told you I'm not gonna step on a crack.
Nobody's going to, Winston.
Tobias will.
Only if I have to.
Winston shakes his head.
You peeps.
He crouches.
Okay, ready?
He jumps up and lands with both feet on a crack. He holds his arms out wide and looks around.
See? Nobody got hurt.
Actually, you don't know that for sure.
What do you mean?
Some person somewhere else might have gotten hurt just now, when you did that.
Yeah, what if you broke somebody else's mom's back?
I'm I'm pretty sure it only works on your own family. Like, I can't step on a crack and break your mother's back. You have to do that.
Is that what it says in the rules for stepping on cracks?
Probably it does, yeah.
Tobias, you'll do it, right?
Not for no reason.
But it's not no reason. It's to show these chickens that it's okay.
We're not chickens.
Take that back.
Okay, you're not chickens. To show them that it's okay.
You already showed them.
Yeah, but...
Give it up, Winston. Nobody's going to step on cracks with you.
Wait, I have an idea. I'm going to count to 3, okay? Everybody, just clear your mind, and then on 3, we're all going to step on this crack at the same time. And then we're going to go play Badger Ball or watch Badger Ball, okay? Are we ready?
No.
No.
Here goes. 1, 2, 3.
On 3, Winston steps on the crack with considerable fanfare, then looks around. The others laugh.
You peeps are losers. You know that?
Lawrence enters stage right, running.
Peeps, did you hear? Principal Henry's in the hospital.
Oh no! What happened?
She crashed on her bike yesterday.
Is she gonna be okay?
I think so. She's supposed to be back at school tomorrow. We're all gonna make cards for her.
I wonder if she broke anything.
Lawrence shrugs.
I don't know.
Joelle turns to Winston.
Now, are you happy, Mr. Step on a Crack?
Me?
Yeah, you stepped on all those cracks and look what happened.
She crashed yesterday.
He turns to Lawrence.
That's what you said, right?
Yesterday. Or the day before.
Right. So how could stepping on a crack right now do anything?
I bet you stepped on lots of cracks yesterday.
All day long.
And the day before.
Since you love doing it so much.
Winston backs up.
Are you trying to,
say it's your fault? How do we know it's not? Maybe it is.
What?
That doesn't seem fair.
Lawrence is looking back and forth between all of them.
What in the world is going on over here?
We were gonna play Badger Ball, and Winston wouldn't go unless me and Joelle stepped on a crack, but we said no, so he was stepping on a bunch of cracks.
Seriously?
All I did was this.
Winston goes over and steps on the crack. Millicent gasps. Winston lifts his foot to do it again, but Lawrence shoves him, and he misses.
Hey, what are you doing?
Don't do that. Don't step on anymore.
You can't tell me what to do.
They glare at each other.
It's everybody against one.
I don't care what he does. All I was saying was he shouldn't care what I do.
Hey, Lawrence, I'm going to step on this crack again. And if you try and stop me, I'm going to tell Miss Thomas and Principal Henry, and you're going to get suspended.
Fine. I hope you get exactly what you deserve.
Lawrence runs off.
I'm gonna go play Badger Ball. Come watch, okay, Joelle?
Joelle nods, giving the side eye to Winston.
Yeah, okay. Maybe I'll even play a little.
Yay!
Millicent turns to Tobias.
You're still coming, right, Tobias?
Yeah.
Millicent and Joelle exit. Winston looks at Tobias.
What are you waiting for?
It seems like since Principal Henry got hurt, maybe you shouldn't step on so many cracks for a little while.
Winston goes over and gently steps on the crack, keeping eye contact with Tobias.
Why are you looking at me?
To see your reaction.
You're the one who should be worried.
I'm not worried. Am I acting like I'm worried?
He steps on the crack again, more firmly.
I'll see you later, Winston.
Tobias exits. Lights down. Scene 2. Lights up on an empty stage. Winston enters stage right. Nearing the center, he sees a crack. He slows, then stops. He stares down at the crack. He looks around. He makes a small leap over the crack, then continues walking. After a few more paces, he stops. He turns and goes back to the crack. He looks down and around. He puts a foot out and holds it in the air. He starts to lose his balance. He retracts the foot. He turns and walks away. He stops and comes back. Again, he holds a foot out over the crack, and again he teeters. He finally does lose his balance, and to keep from falling over, puts his foot down on the crack. He stares at the spot. He brings his legs together and bends his knees. He jumps as high as he can and lands on the crack with both feet. He does it again and again and again until he's out of breath. He staggers to one side, holding his ribs and panting. He regains his breath, then goes over and makes one final stomp. He looks around. He stands up straight. He exits calmly, stage left. The end.
Cracks is from playwright Alejandro Canelo's book, Hopscotch to Infinity. A full-length adaptation of Hopscotch to Infinity runs May 28th through June 7th at Invisible Theater. You just heard Ben Collinsworth as Winston, Betsy Cruz Craig as Joelle, Haley Yeager as Millicent, Dante Crossroad as Tobias, and Owen Saunders as Lawrence. Stage direction read by Alejandro Canelos, directed by Betsy Cruz Craig of Tucson's Invisible Theater. Piano music by Alejandro Canelos, produced by Mike Levy at 1111 Studios in Tucson. Thank you for listening to Arizona Spotlight. This show is a production of AZPM. The production engineer is Jim Blackwood. I'm producer and host Mark McLemore.
AZPM podcasts are made possible in part by donations from listeners like you. Learn more at support.azpm.org. Thank you.